Well, this is pretty exciting. Back in the studio, back together, but socially distant.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just got to
meters.
make sure there's at least 1.5 meters between the two of us. But it is fantastic news to have us back together for last 8 weeks. We've been doing this sort of remotely, and this is the first time we've actually been able to have a chat to you. So This is fantastic news. This is the last in our Back to Basics, I guess, series or group of livecasts, and today's topic is a really important one and quite, I guess, crucial given what we're about to go through and what we have had, the exciting news we had yesterday, and that is on the mindset. So this time next week we will be planning, we'll be 2 days away. It's fantastic. The 13th, unlucky for some, definitely not for us.
Definitely not for us.
So with mindset, we're going to go through this quite quickly. We've got 5 super handy and important tips that we have when it comes to mindset. So I'm going to go straight into this. And number 1 of our list is visualize your goal or visualize your end goal. Really, really important. So whether you use vision boards, pictures, goal lists, for me, it tends to be a list of events that I might want to do or things that are going to happen. Currently, if you look at your vision board that you created it in March, it's probably a little bit empty and a few of those things have been cancelled. Now is a really good time to revisit that and create some new ones. So number 1, visualize your end goal.
So once you've visualized and you've thought it and the brain starts thinking how you can achieve it, the next step is really important, and that's to write it down. It's important to now start to make it concrete, make it official, and the best way is to brain dump and get it out of your head and into some form of paper. Now, as part of our reopening program, all of our members will be doing a goal session in here with us in preparation for the launch. So this is really exciting because it means that we get to start fresh, wipe the slate clean, and think about the direction that we're going to be taking for the rest of the year. So there is a saying that says, remember that a goal without a plan is just a wish.
Oh, wise words.
Wise words. So if we want to take our wishes further, then it's really important that we start to write these down. So that's step number 2.
So number 3 on the list is, can be a little bit of a fluffy one sometimes if you don't really think about it, but positivity and being positive, having positive thoughts. So I guess if you take away the fluff, the way we look at this one is, remember, it is our natural instinct as human beings to want to go fight or flight and want to go straight to defending ourselves in the negative thought. You need to buck the curve, or you need to sort of stop yourself from doing that, be really mindful and conscious of that, and think positive thoughts. So try and think about the happy things that are happening, the good stuff that's happening, the great weather we're having, the fact that we have an end date, all those kind of things. Whenever you sort of start wandering towards some of the negative stuff, bring back the positive.
So number 4 is starting small. Now we know that there is a very obvious desire for a lot of people to get straight back into things and go crazy and really ramp things up. Now, in actual fact, that can be really detrimental to your long-term success. The feeling of all or nothing is great to start off with, but it doesn't really do much for your headspace, for your body in the long term. So we really want to work together with our clients, and also we do this together as a team, is what are the small incremental changes that we need to make? Is there 20 minutes of extra exercise that we can do after a training session? Or is there scope to add an extra training session of a different kind? Do we need to record food better or more? Or what's the difference with our snacks that we need to change now that we're not in complete isolation at home? The small changes over time become those big improvements that you can reflect back and go, wow, I've achieved so much and I've changed so much.
And the last one on the list, number 5, which is really, really important and fits really well with, I guess, the vision philosophy and how we take on life and our goals, is remember to always be above the line. So when you're talking about setting yourself goals or going through accountability or making changes, you really need to think about being above the line as opposed to playing below the line. And if you're having trouble trying to remember whether or not you're playing above the line or below the line, we have a handy little acronym that we use.
That's it.
To remind you, and that's when you want to be utilizing your ownership, your accountability, and your responsibility. You're going to be above the line, and that is OAR, or You are rowing.
Steering
You're
yourself.
steering yourself in the right direction. And remember, the last thing you want to do is to stay in bed and not do anything. And that is BED. So that is
Blame.
blame. Blame. I've lost my train of thought now. Help me out here. Excuses and denial. There you go. So you don't want to be using those things. So always remember to be steering yourself in the right direction. And
Ready to rock.
Yeah, ready to rock.
So June 13th is our reopening date, and this mindset talk today is about getting us ready for that. Next week we are going to be going a lot through around reflection. So what we have learnt about each other, about our circumstances, and how we're going to use that as fuel to push forward rather than put energy into what we missed or what wasn't done. It's going to be about what we've learned, how we've grown, and what that's going to look like moving forward. So we're really excited to be back in the studio June 13th.
Yeah, being socially distant, of course, or at least physically distant.
That's it.
Yeah.
And getting back to doing the things that we love in here and giving everyone that great service, that great accountability, and a studio that they love to be part of. So that's it for us for today. We will see everyone next week and June the 13th.
See you then, guys.
Bye.
All right.